that off because I'm not doing comments, leaving in the comments. All right, awesome. So hello guys, this is CS with DWP, and today I wanted to, for Warframe Wiki Wednesday, I wanted to talk about Bloodrush and Weeping Wounds. And I'm not going to be putting on a display, but rather I'm just going to be kind of explaining it. And the one I'm going to be using to give a explanation of it, I kind of want to take a balanced weapon that doesn't really have anything special to it too much, something even. Galatine, cool. So let me do this so it's white. Awesome. So what we're looking at is crit chance and status chance, right? Bloodrush for crit chance. What it does is it gives you a 60% crit chance multiplier per combo counter, and Weeping Wounds does the same, but it does it with status chance. The thing is, they calculate differently, being that status caps at 100% and crit chance literally has no cap, but the effect of crit chance stops at 500%. You can't go higher. You can have higher crit chance, but you won't go higher than that. If that makes any sense. Like you can have a 1,000% crit chance, and it's only going to give you 500% worth. And then I'll talk about crit multiplier too, and how that affects. They're both, in my experience, they're both equally effective. The thing is that, and it's kind of rule of thumb, is that if they're heavily armored, you want to go with status, and if they're not heavily armored, then you're safe going with crit, right? Crit for health, status for armor. That's basically kind of rule of thumb. Anyway, let's get into Bloodrush. Bloodrush is actually pretty OP if you can get your hands on one. The way Bloodrush calculates is a little complicated though. So let's say, for example, we have a 26%. First, I'll just show you the equation. The equation to calculate what is going to add to your build is you take the number 1, right? Then you plus it times the 0.6 from Bloodrush, right? You don't then do this, but this is basically what the equation looks like. It's that, and then you have your combo multiplier, so I'll put comb mults, right? From the comb mults, you're gonna minus 1. That's just to balance out the equation. That's pretty much it. So if you run this equation, then you'll have whatever the crit chance effectively, and then you take, basically, if you want to get the percentage, you take this and multiply it. You take all this and you multiply it times 100. So it'd be like this times 100, you know, like times whatever, because it's going to be 2 decimal places over. So to put this in perspective, what you'll have is, let's say you have a 12 times multiplier, right? We're going to minus 1 from that, right? That's going to put you at 11, okay? We're going to take the 11 and we're going to multiply that times 0.6. Now, I'm a little slow, but I think it's 6.6, I want to say. A little 6 equals 6.6, okay? So now we have our 6.6, right? We're going to take that 6.6 and we're going to add 1 to it, which is putting us at 7.6. Well, if you want to get that, if you want it in a percent term, then you take 7.6 times 100, and that's going to leave you with 760. That 760 is the percent of crit that is going to add based on the crit chance that you have, right? Now, how do you find out how much actual crit is going to add? This is on a 12 times multiplier with Bloodrush, okay? So how much actual crit is it going to add to it? Well, you're going to take your 26% crit, right? And you're going to multiply it times 7.6, okay? That's a fact. And then you're going to take that and you're going to add 26 to it. And that's going to actually be your crit chance. Oops, sorry about all that stuff. Let me move this down in case the little thing pops up. Plus 26, right? That's going to actually be your crit chance. So first we got to calculate what Bloodrush is adding to it, which is 26 times 7.6. That's 760. That's going to give us 197.6, right? Now, if we want to see what our Bloodrush, what it's going to be afterwards, we're going to add the base to it, which is 223.6. So after it's all said and done, with just Bloodrush, I'd have 223.6 crit chance. So these are guaranteed orange crits with a 23.6% chance to hit a red crit. That's with just Bloodrush, okay? It does not stack on top. It doesn't stack on top of, rather, it doesn't multiply with other crit chance mods. It's just kind of like condition overload, where it takes your, it only operates on the base. So if you add sacrificial steel to it, it's not gonna like take, you know, 90% crit chance and run the equation on that. It's gonna take your base and add to that. You know what I mean? So that's Bloodrush, okay? To put this in perspective, and you can find this on the wiki, and I ran the equation, and it's true, is that with just Bloodrush, if you are planning on getting to a 3 times multiplier most of the time, you'd probably be better off running Bloodrush, because you're going to be at that 3 times multiplier. The reason why is because at a 3 times multiplier, you effectively have sacrificial steel. With, I mean, obviously with no mods, you know what I mean, with no you know, additional mods or whatever on it. But I think after that, if I'm not mistaken, let me see, where is it? Yeah. So with sac steel, you effectively have 220% added to your crit chance. And I think it's 275 if you have sacrificial pressure on there. Funny thing is, Bloodrush hits 280 at a 4 times multiplier. So it's ultimately better if you're doing combos. Sac steel is just good if you want to kind of put yourself over the edge, depending on how much crit chance you have, like on the gram or something, right? Now let's talk about Weeping Wounds. Weeping Wounds is actually a whole lot simpler. Same thing it does with status. It builds your status based on the combo multiplier, but it's a ton simpler, okay? What Weeping Wounds does is it goes off your base, but to make it a lot easier, all Weeping Wounds is doing is saying what's your combo. All it is combo multiplier times 0.4. That's all it is, right? And then you take that and add, and then you calculate that to your base, right? So if we got a combo multiplier of 4, right? And let's say, where's it at? I actually had a chart for it too, but I can't find it. But let's say, anyways, let's say our combo multiplier is 12. Let's say our combo multiplier is 12. So 12 times 0.4. I'm not going to do like crazy math right now, so I'm just going to use a good old calculator. So 12 times 0.4 is 4.8, right? So what Weeping Wounds is effectively going to do is it's going to do 480%. It's like adding a mod that gives you 480% status chance. That's effectively what Weeping Wounds is. So if we have a base of 26, now I know this is going to be really quick, but if we have a base of 26% status, right, and we multiply this times 4 times 8, so 4 times 8 times 26, right, what we're going to be left with is 124.8. Now that's what it's going to give us. Oops, not, wait, 48, sorry, or 4.8, sorry about that, equals 124.8. So we're going to be adding a raw 124.8 status to it. So you can literally run, now this is if you're planning on getting this high, but you can literally run on the Galatine you can run just Weeping Wounds, and by the time, and if you can stay at a 12 times multiplier, you literally don't need dual stats. There's no reason to have dual stat mods on the weapon. The reason I run dual stats personally is because I want to hit that status chance. I want to hit the 100% status a lot faster. That is totally up to you. I do it that way just because it's me. I restart my combos all the time. I don't want to have to chase down enemies to maintain. I don't want to have to maintain a combo multiplier. And if I have to, I'll use Relentless combination if I have to. Yeah, I think that's pretty much about the gist of it. There are kind of general rules of thumb. If you have a 18% status chance, sorry, let's say you have an 18% status chance, like there's basically cutoffs, right? So let's say we take 18 times times 4.8, right? That puts us at 86.4. Well, that's getting it really close to our 100%, but it's not 100% quite yet. But if we add 18 to it, now we're at 104.4, right? So with an 18% crit chance, you're pretty much guaranteed to hit 100%, but you have to be at a 100 times multiplier. If you add a couple dual stats, it'll reduce you don't have to be at 100% to get that, you know what I mean? If we're at 17 though, I believe this one might hit 100 too, but it might not though. Yeah, so it doesn't. Okay, so if you're at 17, right, that puts you at 81.6, and if we add the 17 to it, it only puts you at 98.6. Now, why is this important? Why is it not important? It's similar to shotguns in a way, where you want to have as much status as you can on a melee weapon if you're going for a status build, but you gotta balance it between that and your damage. So you can't just do all status. Like I did kinda all status on here, but I kinda didn't at the same time because I had Prime Fever Strike. But if you did all status, it'll look good, but it won't though. You know what I mean? It'll look good, but it kind of won't be effective, right? It's the same thing for like crit weapons. You know what I mean? If you got like a crit weapon, yeah, it's good, but I mean, yeah, you know, it's up to you to find the way that you want to balance it. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a heads up as to how these work. Once again, to recap, because I know it's very, very complicated for Bloodrush. Bloodrush's calculation, if you want to figure out what the percentage is, if you want to figure out how much it's going to add to your build by a certain multiplier, for example, like you're hitting this multiplier, how much am I going to get? You do 1 times 0.6, I'll space it, 1 times 0.6, and all this is going to be in the 0.6. This part comes, you know, PEMDAS, please excuse my dear and Sally, parentheses, exponents on, so do that, not that weird 2 plus 2, whatever that one was, 3 times 3. Don't do that weird thing, whatever that one was. 2 plus 2 times 2, something. Don't do that. I mean, do it the right way. Anyway, 0.6 times whatever your combo multiplier is, minus 1, right? That's Bloodrush. Okay. After that, from there, you take your Bloodrush, right? You're going to multiply that times your, and then you're going to take equals final crit. I say final crit, right? Sorry, it's my programmer coming out. We actually would do something like this. It would actually be lowercase in the front. That's the whole. So that's basically Bloodrush, right? From there, you got your weeping wounds. I just want to make sure you guys really got this. So for weeping wounds, now do this. Right? This is weeping wounds for anyone who is not entirely sure about it. 40% status per combo multiplier. Boom. Weeping wounds is very, very straightforward. You just take whatever your combo multiplier is, right, and you multiply that times 0.4, right? The way you want to do that is the exact same thing. It's the exact same way that you did Bloodrush. You're going to take weeping wounds, right? Multiply that times your base status, right? Then you're going to add your base status on top of that. That's going to give you your status chance. Final status chance. Boom. So, in regards to those two mods, we're basically having to bring those back. You know, I had to talk about, not a huge talk, but it was just kind of explaining like weeping wounds and Bloodrush and drift in contact and body count and all this extra stuff and meta and this, that, and the third. But just so people understand how they work, This is basically how they work. So if you're a number cruncher, this might be perfect for you. If you're not a number cruncher, then basically look at it like this. You can take this down if it's a big deal to you, because it was a big deal to me when I found out. But well, when Sac still got his buff, I was like, wow, Bloodrush actually still works. But Sacrificial still gets you there, and you don't have to build a combo. That's what's nice about it. Anyway, if you're judging between Sac Steel and Bloodrush, right? What you remember is for a 3 times multiplier, 3 times combo equals Sac Steel base, right? A 4 times multiplier is a Sac Steel buff. And I spelled steel wrong. That's for that, right? For Weeping Wounds, a 3 times multiplier, a 3 times combo multiplier is 2, hold on, sorry, I just said 3 times combo multiplier equals 2 dual stats, 2 60/60s, right? And it basically just double, you're basically adding a 60/60 every 3 combo multiplier, right? So, you know, once again, you got 6 combo multiplier equals 4 60/60s. That's for Weeping Wounds. So I hope that kind of helps you guys out. Unfortunately, I'm not taking comments. I'm sorry. So just, you know, once I post it, just go ahead and let me know what's up, and I'll respond. I do respond to the comments. I like every comment to keep track of them, make sure I'm seeing them and paying attention. But those are your calculations. If it matters to you, and you're really like, I just need this like to hit red crits, chances are you're gonna be running Bloodrush, and in some cases Sac Steel as well. For status, if you want a ton of status and you're not happy with what your 60/60s are doing, you can rely on a combo multiplier. Keep in mind, these both are heavily based on combo multipliers, which is going to lead me to my last little tidbit, which is there are 2 very distinct ways to build your combo multiplier extremely fast. One is, I'm going to just empty this because I'm not using that. There's 2 mods. One is called True Pun. These are amazing, actually. Amazing, but they both have kind of like their downsides. Anyway, so there's True Punishment, which is this guy. This literally doubles your combo count. So if you, for every 1 hit, you get 2. That's literally all it does. So if you are getting a 3 times multiplier this fast, you'll get it twice as fast with this mod. Just keep in mind your duration will run out pretty quick. Now it says 50% combo duration, but because Drift and Contact, this is if you want to, because Drift and Contact, right, is seconds based, right? That 10 seconds is gonna heavily outweigh that 50%. Yeah, you may, you know, it's like 5 seconds, but this is going on base, right? So yeah, it'll reduce your base by 50%, but it's adding 10 seconds to whatever the result is. I mean, I hope that makes sense. Anyway, so that's that one. Another one, which is really, this one I think is a lot better because there's really no negative. It just doesn't build as fast as True Punishment. But I'm just gonna type that because I don't know what it's like Relentless or something. Let me see. There it goes. Oh, Relentless. Jesus Christ. This guy. So with Relentless, increase 100% chance to increase your combo melee, your melee combo counter when slash status deals damage. Here's what's interesting about this one. Okay, so if I take a slash build, I'm just gonna take slash stuff just to show you. And this is it's still on topic and subject because I just want to make sure you guys see like this in effect. So I'm going to just hit this. I kind of want a speed mod because I don't want this to take forever. So let's do speed because this is it is a really slow weapon. Prime Fury, Berserker, Quickening, sure, awesome. So now we got the speed and we're gonna get slash. So with this particular mod, I'm gonna pull her up because I don't want to kill anything. I want you to look at the combo, the speed at which it decays. What's nice about the relenting one is it actually resets your combo your combo. You see it? How it's resetting per slash? Like you actually don't lose it as long as you have slash procs on. So that's a nice one too, if you're worried about losing your combo counter. You know what I mean? So those are both really, really good. Yeah, I brought Sasha out. That was my first crew bro, by the way, side note. My very first pet was Sasha. I never leveled her up. Yeah, that's my baby girl. I actually had a German Shepherd. That was my first dog, was a German Shepherd. So first crew bro, I was like, oh, Sasha. Yeah, I'll name you Sasha. All right, anyway, yeah. Here are the equations. I hope this does help you guys out. Happy farming. Happy grabbing stuff. By the way, Bloodrush is probably pretty cheap because everyone has it. It shouldn't be cheap, but it is cheap. You should get it for cheap. Like the value is like 50 plat, but I think what it's actually going for is like 20 to 35 plat, something like that. Weeping Wounds, you can probably get that for 10, not even joking, maybe 20, maybe 50. Well, it depends on, you got to kind of read the market, and I think because every build, I think effectively since, well, should have been since the update, but since Plague Star, because we didn't really need this build like that until we got to play Crit Path and realized how much more garbage that weapon was. I never thought I'd have to bust Weeping Wounds out like again, but you know, it's whatever. But being that there's been a lot of talk, and you're gonna see a ton of videos with these two. A ton of videos on YouTube with these two. So if you can get your hands on this and this, because that's the only way. This is basically like your new, this is the closest we're gonna get to a Bloodrush body count situation. Like this is the closest we're gonna get to that, let alone Maiming Strike. And with the melee buffs, you know, those are probably gonna be pretty impressive. So, but these two are pretty much gonna be your go-tos. So these are gonna be pretty much 2 guaranteed slots you're gonna use depending on the weapon. Particularly if it's anything over 20 and 20 in both the weapons. If it's a 20-20, you're probably gonna put both of these on, okay? Anyway, that is Warframe Wiki Wednesday. This came straight from the wiki. If you wanna fact check this, you can go to, you can just type in Wiki Bloodrush or Warframe Bloodrush and then click the first link. Same thing, Warframe Weeping Wounds, and click the first link. It's gonna be a little confusing on the Weeping Wounds one, but you know, it should, nope. Yep, it's gonna be a little confusing because they did some weird combo multiplier per difference and all this extra stuff, but long story short, that's how that one works. Anyway, you guys take it easy. Thank you so much for checking the video out, and I hope you guys have a great day. All right, peace.